As the President said, Serbia is still growing, and that's very important to notice. Since 2020, 2021, with COVID, with the energy crisis, with everything else, we are still managing to produce positive growth rates. Last year, 2.5% GDP growth rate, as the President said, 5.9% in February of this year. We think we're going to reach 3.5 to 4% this year. What we want to do, we want to make sure that we continue growing. The goal, 2027, is for small Serbia to exceed 100 billion euros in GDP. And later in the presentation, you will see why Serbia 2027 is important to us. How does that compare to other countries? Just look at this graph. So why 2018? Because 2014-15 to 2017, Serbia was undergoing fiscal consolidation. It was a very difficult period for us, huge reforms moving forward. But since 2018, as you can see, we are one of the top growing economies in Europe, and we want to continue doing so. France is, I think, 3 point something. As the President said, just for you to know, very important, we are keeping our public debt to GDP under control. In March, it was 47.7, today is 48.5. It will never exceed 60%, but in our conservative estimates, it will never exceed 55, 56%. Very importantly, because as you heard, French companies employ around 11,000 people in Serbia. We have the record high numbers. Historically, this is the record in terms of the number of employees in Serbia in this year. So all of the measures that we have undertaken in the last couple of years, again, irrespective of the global crisis, are actually showing results. The unemployment rate is at the record low, 9.1%. Just for the comparison purposes, look at the figure 2012, it was 25.9%. So huge success in that area, and we want to bring more investments and we want to open more jobs in Serbia. And that's this graph also very important to you guys. FDIs, we are breaking records year on year. Last year 4.5 billion, the year before 4.4, 3.9. Again, irrespective of the crisis, Serbia has proven to be extremely attractive investment destination, partly because of the French companies participating in this as well. As the President said, S&P last Friday, positive outlook, just one notch below the investment grade. When you talk to the investment community, you will hear from them that Serbia's public finances are already investment grade, and we want to keep it that way. So having said all of that, the question is, what lies in the future? What we want to do next? What we were thinking about and what we presented to, our citizens is the project Serbia 2027. We want to find out a way to continue growing. And this is the one. We plan to invest around 18 billion euros in the next 3.5 years, just to make sure that we reach this goal of GDP being at the level of 100 billion euros in 2027. We have divided this plan into 6 groups. I will not take too much of your time. I just want to briefly walk you through each and every, because at the end I want to talk about the Expo 2027. So basically we are moving on to increasing our salaries, increasing minimum wage, increasing pensions in Serbia, thus actually increasing the standard of living. Just for the comparison purposes, just for you to know, if we reach the average salary 2027, 1,400 euros, for the comparison purposes 2012, the average salary in Serbia was 331 euro. So it's a huge change, huge step moving forward, but this is just one side of the story. Philippe, what you need to do is actually, you need to work on the on this system. So the accelerated modernization, you see those 2 pictures. This is actually Bio4 campus, the biotechnology, the biggest biotechnology campus that is actually being built as we speak in Serbia. The biggest one in the southeastern Europe, and basically it will completely change the perspective of the artificial intelligence, IT, innovation industry in the whole region. Serbia wants to continue being the leader in this area. We expect from the ICT industry to export more than 10 billion euros just 3.5 years down the road. The President talked about this. Just look at the figures, because we are heavily investing in infrastructure, in roads, in railways. From 1945 until 2012, look at the number of kilometers of new highways and motorways in Serbia. Then look what happened until what will actually happen until 2024 and moving forward. The same applies to the railway infrastructure. We are building high-speed railway network in Serbia. The part to Novi Sad already finished, as you know. The part to the Hungarian border will be finished by the end of the year. We're also building the high-speed railway to Niš, southern Serbia, to the border of the Northern Macedonia. It's the backbone of the future development as far as the industry is concerned, and we will continue doing so. Of course, the Serbia 2027 program is more comprehensive. We are covering each and every industry, and I will not bother you with these details, but basically we are investing in green transition, in energy, in agriculture, in each and every aspect of our economy that needs to contribute to the goal of 100 billion euros. This is also the integrated development plan. I mean, we are covering whole Serbia, not only Belgrade. And then we come to Expo 2027. Ladies and gentlemen, we were actually fighting very hard last year to win this Expo 2027. We won against the US, we won against Argentina, against Thailand, against Spain, and Serbia in 2027 will be, I would say, in the center of the world, simply because we're going to host the biggest conference or the biggest event at that year. And we plan huge infrastructure works in that respect, not only in Belgrade, but again, whole Serbia 2027, under the umbrella of Expo 2027, is something that should change the way we work and the way actually we do business in Serbia. And I hope that French companies will find their interest to participate in this. Just to give you a flavor, because I want to finish this, I have exceeded the four-minute limit that was given. So I just want to show you the way that this looks. Yeah, I said I already exceeded. That's what I said. So this is a new city within the city that we are building. This is the Expo site. So the new Belgrade Fair, the new Expo site, the new residential complex, the new national stadium, the new aquatic center, all of this is being built as we speak. We initiated the works in last July. I will not bother you with this many details, and I hope that you're going to come to Belgrade to see this, how it goes. But, I'm working on this. Again, one by one, each and every part of this project being explained here. I will leave you this presentation, but what I want to come to is the following. You see the residential complex, the aquatic center, the new railroad. Finally, this is very important for Alstom, important for some other projects. We are connecting the Expo site with the national stadium and with the city of Belgrade. And you see here, just a couple of slides, how one big investment, one big project actually requires you to do more. To the left, you see the new railway station in Belgrade, the new main railway station that we opened in October 2023. On your right-hand side, you see the railway station in New Belgrade that we are currently building and will be open in 2027. Also, to the left, you can see the new bus station, new main bus station that we are currently building in the city of Belgrade. To the right, you see a new bridge across Sava River next to Belgrade waterfront project that is going to again change the perspective of the city, but kind of leads to new developments and new ways of doing business and living in Belgrade. But what's important to us, and I didn't want to finish this presentation without mentioning some of the projects that the French companies work on. This is Belgrade Metro. So we have RATP, we have Aegis, we have Alstom, we have Dassault Systems. So basically French companies already working on this key infrastructure project. And finally, 2030, we're going to finish the first and hopefully the second line as well. Huge project moving forward. The second one, don't forget 1C. So basically the growth that we have achieved so far, the growth that we plan to have in the next couple of years, we cannot do it or we will not be able to do without 1C. Believe it or not, this year we're probably going to cross this figure of 10 billion passengers, at the Vansi or Nikola Tesla airport. So huge investments are needed, especially to host the Expo 2027, because we expect in that year 3 million visitors to Serbia. So it's going to be a huge pressure on Vansi, on Serbia, but again, a huge incentive for us to be even better. Vinča, I don't have to talk more about this because this is probably one of the first projects that we initiated together with the French companies. It's, believe it or not, the first new energy production capacity in more than 3 decades as far as Serbia is concerned. A great green transition project that we are very proud of. And as you can see, 2027, that old landfill that was the worst black spot as far as ecology is concerned in Belgrade, in Serbia, will be dealt with. And finally, I'm just going to finish with this. I didn't want to finish actually my presentation without mentioning Air Serbia. Air Serbia is flying high, record numbers in terms of revenues, in terms of income, net income last year. But also I just want to point out, we are the only country out of 11 countries in the region that has its own national air carrier flying to China and flying to the US. And that's a backbone, that's a foundation for our growth moving forward. And again, with my apology because I have definitely exceeded my time of 4 minutes, I would just like to invite you to not only stay in Serbia, but to reconsider investing more, and looking forward to hearing and talking to you during this session and of course at any point of time in the future. Thank you.